Right, good day once more, good people. Now let us continue with our what we call mathematics, right? Now the question here, like it says, solve for x, right? If x squared plus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. How do I approach a question like this, right? So the first important thing, I must identify what is it that I am working with. So here from my very first glance, I see that I've got x squared here, I've got x power 1 here, here I've got x power 0. Anything which is to the power 0 is equal to 1. 1 times 6 is 6. So in this case now, like I am moving from 2 to 1 to x power 0. That is a trinomial. That is a what? A quadratic. Now, with a quadratic, right? If I'm asked a question like this to solve for x, the first thing that I think of is what? Is factorization. Full stop. So, what do I do in a case like this? Before doing anything, the first thing that I do is to do this brackets. This, which is equal to what? 0. That's how I deal with what? Factorization. Now, once I'm done with my brackets, the next step is to look at my terms. Here, this is my first term. This one is my second term. This is my third term. So I look at the signs of the second term and the what? And the third term. If, for example, the middle term, if the sign is positive and the last term is positive, I'll just say brackets plus plus. That's rule number 1. If I've got a negative here and a positive here, then brackets minus minus. So I'll have my brackets having the same signs, right? If I've got a positive and a positive here, or if I've got a negative and a positive here, right? So my brackets will be the same. Like the signs in my brackets will be the what? The same. But in a case now, like when you don't have a plus and a plus, or a minus and a plus, so all that you do now, like you just go to a bracket and say plus, minus. You don't think about that. You don't what? You don't think about that. You just write it. You must know, right? You say that's your rule. Next step, you go to your last term, which is your third term. Your last term in this case is what? It is 6. You write it like on your what you call like your halfway column. 6 is made by 1 times 6. 6 is made by 2 times 3. 6 is made by 3 times 2. So there's no reason for me to write 3 times 2. So these are the factors for 6. That's very important, right? Now I'm going to be ready now, like to continue with my to answer my question. So here, what do I do here now? Like I drop down like this x squared. X squared is equal to x multiplied by x. So I factorized x squared into x and x. That's beautiful. I love that. Now we go and factorize the last term. The last term is 6. We've already given its factors. Now we have a rule now. What does the rule say? The rule states that, right, you are going to choose a set of factors whereby if you add or subtract those factors, they must give you the middle term. That's very important. If you add them or subtract them, you must get the what? The middle term. If, for example, I look at my factors there is a possibility that 6 and 1 can give me 5 if I were to subtract 6 minus 1. I'm just making an example. If I were to add 2 and 3, they would give me 5. So both of those, like in this type of rule, in my rule, both of them, like they hold. But now I must go back now and see my middle term and also recall the signs that I have here. In this case now, like I cannot take 2 and 3, for example, right? Because the rule says that now, like the middle term, right, the bigger factor must take the sign of the middle term. So if I'm going to put 3 here and put 2 there, I'll have a positive 3 and a negative 2. That gives me 1. It can never give me 5. Therefore, I will say here, go away. This one is not going to hold. Go away. So the factors that I'll be left with what is what? Is 1 and 6. Now, the bigger number must take the sign of the what? Of the middle term. So 6 is bigger and the middle term is positive. Then 6 will come and sit here and 1 will go that side. That's how to factorize here. And therefore now like everything else becomes easy. Therefore, x positive 6 is equal to 0, or x negative 1 is equal to what? 0. Therefore, x is equal to, I take positive 6 to that other side, right? Then it's going to change the sign and become what? Negative 6. This is what I get here. That side, the same is true. I take negative 1 to that other side, it changes the sign to become what? Positive 1. Then x is equal to positive 1. That is what? Beautiful. That is what? Beautiful. I love this. So with factorization, don't forget your rules. If you've got a middle term that is positive and the last term that is positive, plus will give you brackets plus. A minus and a positive will give you what? Minus. So you've got twins that are positive and twins that are negative. But if this one is positive and that one is negative, that's very, very important. Then your signs are not going to give you twins. One bracket will be plus, the other bracket will be negative. And then I'm like, with your factors there, that you are going to choose, the bigger number must take the sign of the what? Of the middle term. That is beautiful. Maths is easy, maths is beautiful, maths is fun. I will see you what? In the next class. Don't fear mathematics. Right? Thank you.